Hello, my sweet and dirty readers. I'm Sierra Hill, and you have found my booktube channel. If you're sweet and you love to read dirty, then you are in the right place. Today on my Sierra Talks Books interview, I have I have two very special guests. We have the writing duo that writes under the name Dezi Dixon. Now, I need to read you their bio because it's hilarious. From their website, it says, Dezi Dixon grew up in a circus working with land seals. When traveling the country and sleeping with interesting men ran its course, she retired to Manel, Hawaii. Now she lives with a small band of guinea pigs and her Pitador pup. So please join me in welcoming the writing duo, Dezi Dixon. Welcome to my guest, Dezi Dixon, the co-authoring duo of Emily and Megan. Hello, ladies.
Hello.
Hi. Welcome to Sierra Talks Books. I'm so glad that you've joined us, or joined me.
Thank you for having us.
We're a we. All right. So we are going to get started and talk about the both of you, how you got started writing together, a little bit about yourselves, and lots of other questions I'll be asking today. All right. So first, tell me, how did you two form your writing duo of Dezi Dixon?
It was actually our fans that got us started thinking about writing together. We used to do a live show together, and they always asked us if we would consider writing together, and we always told them no. Megan writes in first person, I write in third person. She likes to shoot her characters, I don't. And we are completely different in our regular stuff. And so we were like, nope, not going to happen. And then one day, I don't know what sparked it, but we had some kind of brilliant idea somewhere. And the rest you can say is history. We've just been.
You wrote at the time differently and didn't think it would work out in terms of co-authoring and writing a book together. But obviously it has, because as I looked at your website and the number of books that you've written, what is there, like 19 books in your Hot and Heavy in Paradise?
Yeah, I think there's 19. I think we've written, though, we write way ahead. So I think we've just finished book 26.
Holy cow.
So, yeah, we truck along.
When you first started, I mean, obviously you've developed a rhythm over time, but when you first started, how did you said there was an idea and you work from there, but how did you decide how you were going to write, like the whole back and forth piece? What do you do? What's your process?
Emily writes in third person past. I'm going to mess this up. I write first person present.
Okay.
And so we compromised, and our Dezi Dixon first person past.
First person past. Okay.
Compromise in the writing style, and then I'm a big plotter.
Okay.
I plot everything, and Emily just doesn't.
Mm-hmm.
We have a really light plot that we follow, but
okay.
If something happens and it goes a little off wire, like I shoot someone earlier than I'm supposed to, then like the next person just has to pick it up and run with it.
And what did you say? If you shoot someone, is that what you said?
Yeah. It's for Megan Matthews, I wrote romantic suspense. So, if things get a little suspensey in advance, Emily just has to run with it. And vice versa.
Making me clean up stuff always. Like there's always somebody getting shot or stabbed or something. But I make up for it because I always write the women extra crazy, and then she has to deal with like calming them down. But I love it because she'll always do something like extra crazy for the guys, and then she'll like post about it in our reader group, and she'll like be very vague about it, and then I'm like, oh, I've got to go read and find out what she did and what I've got to clean up. And so
what were some of the obstacles that you faced early on, like that would drive you nuts about the other?
I think that Emily made everyone crazy, and it took me a while to be like, oh my goodness, here we go again, another crazy heroine.
Yeah, but I don't think there's been anything really that's been. I think we've been able to just kind of go with it.
How would you describe that particular series or the books in general?
Like our tagline kind of says it all. It says it's fast, fun, and filthy. So Dezi is completely over the top. You cannot like have realistic expectations when you read them because people are going to get shot and stabbed. We have crazy heroines. Like there's always a really filthy scene that it's filthy. I mean, there's
so they're the kind of books that, you know, you can, we like to say they're the kind of books that you can get in and out of before bed. That you kind of, you just go in, get out and, you know, read them and you're satisfied all before bed.
How long does it take you to write a book, start to finish with one another?
We take about 2 weeks to write. What we started at the beginning, just writing one book at a time, and it took us 2 weeks, and it still takes us 2 weeks, but we do 2 books at a time now because we each write, one point of view. One of us writes the male, one of us writes the female. And so at the beginning, we were writing one chapter and then waiting for the other to finish. So now we found that if we each write one chapter each day, that we can just swap. And then so we're writing 2 books at one time, and then we get double.
Wow. And then you write your own books, your individual books as well. How in the world do you keep that all straight?
Plot a lot. I don't know how Emily does it, but I plot a lot. We already have like our next full series.
Wow.
Together, like you know, I'm excited to get and write. Writing them.
That's amazing. So are they very tropey? And if so, what's one of your favorite tropes? I mean, it sounds like a lot of kids.
Oh yeah, they're very trope heavy. I believe like we pick a trope for each book and then, you know, go from there.
I think for myself to write, I like second chance because then they always have like something extra they have to overcome. You know, like so.
I like writing those in my books. I'm not sure. I don't know about Dezi books. Those are a little bit harder to write in Dezi books, I think.
Your favorite Dezi book is that?
My favorite Dezi book is that. But for a different reason.
Is there a lot of conversation that you have with each other? Or is it just head down in your writing?
Well, I mean, Megan and I talk all the time anyway. But as far as like the books go, I think that we have enough of like, we talk ahead of time about the books, and our light plot is enough that I don't think we really have to communicate. And if something kind of goes off the rails, then it just kind of does. Our husbands joke that it's funny that we work so well together and we know each other so well, yet we've never even met in person.
You haven't? Oh,
no, never met in person.
Well, in one day, like we talked about doing it this year, but now it's
that's
COVID.
Yeah. What has been the hardest thing then to do as a writer or as a writing duo?
I think it's just probably the same for every author, more than likely. It's just hitting publish. You know, like we like our characters that we write, and we know that they're meant to be fun and have a good time and make you smile. But, you know, when you put that out there to the world, you can't force people to feel the same way about it that you do. And so we want them to love it, but there's not always that guarantee that people will.
Gotcha. Okay. So what was your decision to create a unique pen name instead of just writing as both of you?
So, you know, we wanted to have a really fun name, and my husband, we were actually chatting to each other about what our name wanted to be. And we said something, I can't remember what we even said, and my husband yelled out like, "Oh, double D's." And we were like, well, that's our name now.
Double D.
Now that we kind of know who Dezi is, she's funny, she's crazy. Like, we need something that is fun. So, like, when we look for covers, we look for, I can't remember this part, T&A. So, abs and tattoos.
Wait, and tattoos. Okay.
Yeah, abs and tattoos. Okay. You know, I mean, that's kind of the Dezi brand.
When do you have opportunities to write? What's your typical day look like?
I think Megan and I are both morning writers. When I could get up and go to the gym, it was a lot easier because I could go to the gym and then write 6:30 hour. And then when my kids would get up and go to school, And it was much easier to write then without distraction,
Yeah.
where now we're not up as much in the morning. So it's a little bit harder for me. But we both try and write in the morning, I think.
Mm-hmm.
We have to be. I homeschool my son.
Mm-hmm.
And so like I have 2 hours in the morning that he does schoolwork, like his independent schoolwork. And so I have to write every single word in that time period.
Megan, you indicated that your individual books are mystery romance. Is that right? Or mystery romance suspense? Okay.
Romantic suspense.
All right. And Emily, how would you describe yours?
They're new adult, and my tagline is for my stuff is real relatable romance. So they're real, they're not necessarily angsty, but they deal with I'm not afraid to deal with very real topics.
Gotcha. Okay. All right. So if you had to recommend one of your books to a reader, which one would it be and why?
I would say for Dezi, it's honestly best of the series because they don't have to be read in order. They're a standalone, but that first book I think really sets the tone for what you're going to get in Dezi. And again, they can be read as standalone, but you're going to meet Holly Danger. And then, you need to meet Holly Danger in her first creation, not as Queen of the Vegas Strip.
Ah, okay. So that would be in the first book in the series.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, you don't meet Holly Danger right away.
Right. But I'm sorry. I was saying like you should start with the first book in the series because then, you'll meet everyone as you should. And our characters, even though they do, I think they grow in each book a little bit. Like the ones that come back, you do get to see them. We had one character who we just wrote her book. It's getting ready to publish in September. She really grew as a character through everybody else's books. And then when you see her in her book, you're like, okay, I understand where she got to where she is. And that now she can have her own story.
To start at the beginning, you kind of get like little bits of the story that you wouldn't get before. Maybe you can appreciate the nuttiness a little bit more if you start at the beginning.
Gotcha. Cool. So anything else that you'd like to share with readers, where they can find you?
Best place probably to really get to meet Emily and I is in our reader group. And it's if you search up Frisky Unicorns, and then it will say, Dezi Dixon, Emily, and Megan right in there. And that's kind of where we hang out the most. And we post funny stuff and we talk to readers, and it's kind of our go-to place.
All right. So Frisky Unicorns.
Yes.
Okay. All right. And then I'll include the links to your website. I see that, and your bio is hilarious. I love that. And anything else?
I don't think so.
No? Well, all right. Well, it was very enjoyable speaking with you both. Thank you for taking the time to do this. And I hope readers got to learn a little bit about you individually as writers, and then also as the author duo of Dezi Dixon.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you.
Thank you. And that's it, folks. Thank you so much to Dezi Dixon, the writing duo, Emily and Megan, for joining us today and sharing about their books and their writing process as co-authors. Please do check out their links below where you can find their Dezi Dixon books as well as their individual books on Kindle and KU. And stay tuned for upcoming interviews that I have scheduled in the next couple months. And until we meet again, remember, be sweet, love hard, and read dirty. Take care.